welcome to the conclusion of another highly questionable week. What do you like today, Bomani?
Uh-oh, sounds like some of you don't love your humble superstar as much as you did yesterday.
Vamos, papi.
Did Steph Curry deserve more than a $25,000 fine for hitting a fan with his mouthpiece?
Big upset last night. Riley Curry, the most mature Curry last night in the Curry family. Look at Steph here. Steph,
This is so funny.
you have not seen this before.
He throws his mouthpiece after fouling out of the game.
First finals ejection of a player since Frank Brakowski. That name might make you laugh the way Bomani was just
It's like
laughing.
he's about to throw some Legos. Like, that's the thing. When you look like you're 12 years old, it's even funnier when you lose your mind.
To the fan, but lost his temper.
He hit the fan with the mouthpiece. He has a habit of throwing his mouthpiece. There is precedent for suspending a player for throwing the mouthpiece, but they're not going to suspend this one. There is no precedent doing it before Game 7 of the final.
Yeah, the precedent is Udonis Haslem got suspended for one, but when Udonis Haslem does something like that, it's just a little bit scarier to most people than when Steph Curry does that. Because nobody was really laughing at Haslem like I'm laughing at Curry right there, and I'm not alone in laughing at Curry right there. That is where being adorable really comes in to help you. The other thing, though, this is a defending champion that seemed to lose its composure. They seemed to lack composure at the end of Game 5. That seemed to carry over into Game 6. You don't see that very often, but this Warriors team is the rare microwave sort of dynasty where they didn't have all those steps in between of fighting and getting knocked down before they got there. That's how you wind up in Game 6 with the two-time MVP losing his mind up in here.
What a lousy foul that was. The last three, boy, I'm telling you something. They really wanted him out of that game badly. They really wanted out of that game badly. You know, that refereeing crew, especially number 23.
The ref
That
number
23,
what?
Jason Powells, you know, that name will never be forgotten by the
know
Warriors,
that
you
name.
know,
I didn't even know
number
that
23.
Yo, maybe Juanito is a real gambler because the only person that knows that many referees is a person who bets on games.
Who knows a referee's number? Poppy, you were close. The referee's name was Jason Phillips. You were very close.
Jason Phillips?
Yeah, but-
Okay, he's number 23.
Okay, whatever. It's number 23. is
And
the
I bet he
cheater.
tells his friends, I'm the Jordan of officiating.
Do the surrounding circumstances excuse Ayesha Curry for suggesting the NBA is rigged?
All right, now one thing I want to start with is be careful with the terms you use to describe this because I've heard a lot of people talk about Ayesha Curry being emotional in this moment. Her tweets are no different than the stuff you get from Marcus Vick. We just call the stuff when he does it flat out stupid. It's not so much emotional, but when Steph files out, here's what we get from Ayesha Curry. I've lost all respect. Sorry, this is absolutely rigged for money or ratings. Not sure which. I won't be silent. Just saw it live. Sorry. And then apparently she just put her phone like in her pocket or in her purse and kept on going and didn't realize, hey, that's going to start a firestorm. So she's like, hey, let me delete that right fast and calm things down by explaining what's happening with me right now. Racial profiling. There it is right there. Police racial profiled my father and told him to remove his credentials and tried to arrest him. It's been a long night for me. I apologize. I'm okay that we lost. I just can't take people coming at my family for absolutely no reason. Something I don't understand or stand for. Now, does that excuse her? What happened? No, not really. I understand that it wasn't a great night for them, but this is what happens when you brand your family. When you brand your family, we stop cutting the slack to your wife and say, oh, well, it was just a lot going on. You represent part of this, and that was a bad look.
How about this, Bomani? It says for suggesting the NBA is rigged. I don't think that was a suggestion in those tweets. I think she flat out said the NBA was rigged. She's got a couple of cooking utensils in the profile picture. I love that the happy housewife from Pleasantville is rolling one grenade on the floor where she says the NBA is rigged, and then another grenade on the floor, racial profiling. Have fun, everybody.
Don't forget, tried to make the first grenade disappear. Then the second one was intended to make the first one not explode.
The LeBron proof is clearly better than Steph Curry last night.
In this series, who's been better than LeBron? Number one in points on both teams, number one in assists, tied for number one in rebounds, number one in blocks, number one in steals. Let's look at one of those blocks where he reminds Steph, yeah, I'm much physically larger than you. He doesn't do that very often,
No,
Bomani.
he doesn't.
He knows who he was doing that to, and he knows that he had a moment where he could embarrass Steph a little bit and enjoyed doing it.
Here's the thing about this, though. Whether or not Steph is the best player in the NBA, I think we all thought he was the best player in the NBA regular season. He was the unanimous MVP. All of those things. But have you ever thought of a player as being the best in the NBA and watched for 2 straight playoff games as the other team based their offensive strategy around, we're going to make him guard us? They picked on him all night long. They called all those screens to try to get him in the switch on people he could not guard. It is very difficult for me to reconcile the idea that the best player in the NBA is also a flat-out mark on defense.
Speaking to that point, LeBron on defense, this is not irrelevant. Draymond Green usually will abuse your bigs. He cannot do that to LeBron James. And one other thing can he do to LeBron James? He can't screen for Steph and then have LeBron James guarding Steph, because that's not a mismatch the Warriors want either. LeBron James controlling every part of the last couple of games.
So he's doing what he's been paid to do. That's it. That's it. He only had 2 good games, 5 and 6. 5, Draymond Green is out. 6, Harrison Barnes can make a basket.
Oh, that's true.
That's it. Draymond Green is playing with the hand in his back because he's afraid to get suspended for Game 7. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right.
Bogut is out. Iguodala has a bad back. So what's the big deal about LeBron?
So
I don't understand that.
LeBron just had 2 of the best playoff games we've ever seen, and this man joins millions of others in saying, "We'll do it again."
He's right about Harrison Barnes, though. Woo!
Who should be the favorite in Game 7?
All right, in the Western Conference Finals, most of us had buried the Warriors after they were down 3-1. They clawed back, got a Game 7 at home, and then won this one. Now, it's really tempting to bury the Warriors after we had already buried the Cavs, but the Game 7 is still in Oakland. But if Andre Iguodala is still hurt, and we know that Andrew Bogut is not going to be able to play, and the Warriors looking a little bit shaky in temperament at this point, I might be saying team from Cleveland
No, don't do that.
should be the
Don't
favorite
do that.
in a winner-take-all chance.
What are you
I
doing?
said I might.
No.
I might.
No.
I can see it, though.
No. I don't have an opinion. I just want to make fun of his.
No.
Warriors in 7. Yeah!
I would like to note only one person's prediction in this series is still staying.
Wait a minute. How are you taking credit for your prediction?
Because I said it would go 6. It did go 6. There just happens to be a 7. I said it would go 6. It went 6. And now it's going 1 more.
That's nonsense.
Coming up next on my son Stevie's show, we talk to Martellus Bennett.
So the Sabinas, he kind of tall kid, he ran up on me. I let the ball bounce and I just hit him with an elbow, and then I hit him with a back fist like this, bam! Then I turned around, I squared up on it, and his homeboy was like, oh, snap! Hey, you messing with the wrong kid today. So I started whipping up on him.
Joining us at the beach today is Martellus Bennett.
H-Town. He plays for the Patriots now, and his multimedia production company, The Imagination Agency, releases its first book and app called Hey AJ. It's Saturday, this weekend. Let's get to know him a bit.
Martellus, what would you tell us stands out about your childhood, about your upbringing? What are the things that you would point to that say, that shaped me the most?
Well, one is my parents. They were awesome. My mom and my dad. My mom's a teacher. My dad's an IT guy. So the schools and the arts and mixed with the tech for my dad growing up. Willy Wonka shaped my life in a big way, which is kind of weird to say, but Willy Wonka and his chocolate factory and the magnificent things they had going on in there, from the Oompa Loompas to the Chocolate River and all that good stuff. And just hanging out with my brother, my relationship with my brother, and Tim Burton and Dr. Seuss and Walt Disney. I think I was like any other kid. And Super Mario Brothers was a huge part of my life. I like the original ones a lot better, although I do play Mario Kart now, and I'm pretty good at it.
You seemed super mischievous, so what's the angriest you made mom or dad? Was it the wrestling ring story, or was it the fight at the park where you and your brother fought like 12 kids and you threw the 10 speed at one of the kids? What's the angriest you made one of your parents?
I don't know if I ever told anyone this story, but one time I ran away from home, and I told my parents I got kidnapped by some guys in a white van, and I jumped out of the white van, and I landed on my feet running full speed, and I made it back home before the street lights came on.
Okay, how did they look at you when you were 12 or 13 years old and you tell this cockamamie tale?
They knew you were lying, right? They knew.
At first they thought I was serious, but then as I kept, see, one thing about me telling stories, the story grows and grows and gets bigger and bigger. If I was just stuck at the beginning, I would have been okay. But after I started telling more, my dad was like, hold up. You did what?
Your life fell apart. The life fell apart. I'm surprised to hear you. I've heard you say that you and Michael didn't fight very much. Why is that? That's, brothers fight.
Well, we have I guess because we've moved so much as kids that it always was just me and him. So we had to stick up for each other. So we didn't fight each other. We supported each other. And then if he did something wrong and I knew he did it wrong, I still had his side until after we got home. I'm like, bro, you was wrong for that, but I got your back. That's just how we always have been.
So that means you guys fought other people then, right?
Yeah, we beat other people up. There's a lot of people, you use these, Craig, you live to fight another day.
Give us the story. Let's go. Give us the best story you got.
Okay, so in 8th grade, so I'm from A-Leaf, which is kind of rough in Houston. But then we moved to Kingwood. My dad got the job at Enron, but then Enron shut down, so then we moved back to A-Leaf. And a bunch of kids in the area we moved to, they didn't know me and Michael were from there. So they thought we were like two black kids from this rich area called Kingwood. And so they had these two kids, this kid named Sabinas. And we had moved into his neighborhood. We was moving all the stuff into the house. And he was just watching us move our stuff. And my dad was like, you're going to have to beat that kid up. And I was like, dang, Dad, I just moved here. Why am I have to beat him up? And like a couple of days later, and I'm outside practicing basketball. I'm working on my free throw. The sun is out. It's bright outside. I'm out there. I'm practicing. I'm by myself. I'm shooting shots. I'm working on my left-hand layup. And the kids come walking up, Sabinas and this other kid named Mike. He was a short, dark-skinned dude, like a Nigerian kid. So they come up. I'm trying to make friends. I pass him the ball. He boosts my ball down the cul-de-sac.
Oh, no.
So at that point, I was like, man. So I just jogged. I'm like, I could work on my conditioning right now. I'm trying to be positive. So I jogged down and go get my balls. Two of them wanted me. So I come back. I was like, oh, so obviously you guys don't want to play. So I just kept shooting. I was like, never mind these guys. So I'm watching them, though. I'm looking at their shadows. I was really big on Jet Li and Jackie Chan at this time, Rumble in the Bronx and all these movies. And I know a lot of karate. I'm Donatello and the Ninja Turtles and everything like that. So I'm watching their shadows. And while I'm dribbling, you're supposed to look up when you dribble, but I'm looking at the ground, so I'm watching them because I feel like they're going to try something. So the Sabinas, he kind of tall kid, he ran up on me. I let the ball bounce, and I just hit him with an elbow, and then I hit him with a back fist like this, bam! Then I turn around, I squared up on it, and his homeboy was like, oh, snap! Hey, you messing with the wrong kid today. So I started whipping up on him, bam, 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 bam. So I'm whipping him up, right, and his homeboy not jumping in. So I hit him, he falls down, hit the ground, he just laying there. And I get really mad, so I just turn around and I punch him. Bam! I knock him out. I don't have a knuckle on this fist to this day because of that. I had a hairline fracture in my wrist from punching him. So I go into the house after I knock him out. He's sitting Indian style in my driveway, rocking back and forth. I go tell my dad, I was like, Dad, I knocked that kid out you don't like. And he was like, where he at? And he's putting his robe on, going outside. So he's like, he's outside in the front yard. So my dad gets up, he goes out there, and the kid said, my dad's like, get out of my yard, get out of here. I told you to quit messing with my son. So by this time, the whole neighborhood's out. So my dad goes, Martellus, whoop him again. So now I have to whoop him in front of all the neighborhoods. So I get back up. I beat him up in front of the whole neighborhood. Bam, bam, bam. I'm whooping. I'm nice with the hands, too. This is part of Bennett tradition. You have to be nice with the hands. So I whoop him again. So I knock him down again. Then my dad's like, drag him home. So then I grab him by the leg. And I drag him 4 blocks to his house on the concrete. He's all skint up. His butt was skint up. But they never met. No one in the neighborhood ever messed with me again after that.
Wait a minute.
True story. True names, too. I probably should change their names because they started watching this. Hey, Sabinas, if you watching this, man, I forgive for telling this in public, but it's a true story.
You're not going to apologize for dragging him down the street, though, just for telling us about it.
Yeah, man, the dragon, I can't do nothing about that part. That happened.
It's an order. You're following orders.
You should teach my son how to fight.
Yeah, that sounds it sounds like 8th grade Martellus would have taken me at this age.
I know, man. I was into karate too, like roundhouses and everything.
I know. I like that sound you made with it came with an accompanying sound.
That's what made the other dude scared. Wow, wow. Once you hear that sound, you hear that, you like, hold on, bro. We just picked the wrong guy to mess with today. We should not have done that.
That's right.
You gotta make a sound. If you don't make a
What do you have for him? What do you have for him? Go ahead.
Yes, Martellus, what is the craziest thing that a football coach has ever said to you?
The craziest thing a football coach has ever said to me?
Yes.
Okay, this is another story too. So in high school, I was a beast, right? I was #1 player in the country, whatever. And then I didn't have to practice. We used to do this head-to-head drill where, it was like the bull ring. I used to have to hit the other guy. And he had this one little kid, I forgot his name, but he was like the smallest kid in the school. And one day he just felt like he could just go against me because he felt bad because I didn't have to practice. Why doesn't Martellus have to do this? And my coach was like, leave Martellus alone. He doesn't have to do this because he's Martellus, right? So I'm like, yeah, coach. I said, coach, if you want me to do it, the real reason they ain't want me to do it because everybody lost their confidence when I did it. You know what I'm saying? It was just bull ring, head-to-head, blocking. So this one kid, he goes up. His sister was hot, too. I knew his sister. She was a cheerleader, but that's a whole nother story. But anyway, so he lines up, and he's like, coach, I want Martellus. And he's like this small kid. And I'm like, all right. So everybody start clapping. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm about to do this. Say, boom. As soon as he said, I bent him back and broke his leg. And my coach was like, good. My coach was like, may he rest in peace, my coach. He's not here anymore. He's like, he was like, good job, Martellus. That's why you don't have to do the drill.
That had nothing to do with anybody saying anything crazy. You just wanted to tell us that you broke that kid's leg.
That's the crazy thing. He told me, good job. That's why I don't have to do the drill.
Okay.
That's the craziest thing. Like, it's like, oh, all right, that's why I don't have to do it.
Good talking to you, sir.
All right.
Take care.
Peace.
Given time of day, cause I'm a renegade. Never been afraid to holler about anything.
Anything?
Anything.
Anything.
Renegade. Podcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that is feeling a little sleepy. Do you question?
You give us topics and events, and we question them.
Do you question if J.R. Smith appreciates his daughter's support?
This went about as well as anything like this can go. Interviewing kids on live television is a hazard. It's dangerous. Look at what J.R. Smith's daughter did to J.R. Smith.
Demi, your father is J.R. Smith.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so can I ask you real quick, what is it like for you to watch your dad get ready to play this game?
Proud of him because he made the championship without getting kicked off the team.
We're all proud of him for that, right? I mean, I feel like she speaks for all of America. Yes, we're proud of you, J.R. Smith, for making the championship without getting kicked off the team.
I'd also like to take this as a reminder to you of something that's present in this world that people don't think about very much. Just about everybody you see on the street is or will be somebody's parent, because that moment just drilled into me. There's somebody for whom J.R. Smith is responsible for guiding through the world.
Oh, no.
Well, I don't know. I mean, she might be wrong. The season is not over yet. There is one more game to go.
He's got a point. I mean, Steph Curry managed to get thrown out of a game he'd already kind of been thrown out of. There's plenty of time for JR.
There's a weekend and nightclubs are open. Still ahead of us.
Oh, that's right. The game's on Sunday.
Yeah.
Check JR's career splits. He's way worse on Sunday than any other day. I'm not making that up.
True.
Time to play the game that needs a shoulder to cry on. See? Or no?
Tell us what's on television tonight. We'll tell you if we're intrigued or not.
On Fox Sports Arizona, Diamondbacks and Phillies.
No, Phillies have been pretty dreadful lately. They started strong and now they stink. Their center fielder had a play the other day. O'Duval, how do we pronounce his name, Poppy?
Odubel Herrera.
All right, one out here. There's one out. He thinks they're...
Yeah, I think you wasted that flourish there, buddy.
Yeah, he thinks there are 3 outs. I'm going to jog here. I'm going to spit. I'm going to jog. Oh, no, 10-1. I'm losing. And
As per the
what
rule,
is...
we'll get 2 bases.
Oh, okay, that's right. Encarnacion gets 2 bases automatically because, yeah, you can't throw the ball into the stands. All right, 10-1. I'm going to stick my face in my glove. That's not a good hiding place. Bomani, are you intrigued?
I am not intrigued, though maybe I should be intrigued because the Diamondbacks are playing in this game, and maybe I could tune in and finally find out what Paul Goldschmidt looks like. I hear he's very good at baseball, though.
He is very good. Bobby, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued because, Odubel Herrera, he knew that he made a big mistake in front of that big crowd, but when he plays the Diamondback, it's going to be a different center field. He's going to go for the marble. He's going to raise that mistake, and he's going to show the baseball world that he is still what he got.
What the does that mean?
He's going to go for broke. He's going to hit all over the field. He's going to run. That's right, buddy. He's going to score about 5 or 6 runs.
Does he say all these cliches in Spanish, too?
On ABC, 2020.
With Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown being interviewed. I'm always in on Bobby Brown being interviewed. What'd he say?
I can't even believe I'm going to ask you this, but I have to.
What?
You had sex with a ghost?
A ghost, yeah.
Come on, man. Tell me about it.
I moved into this house. I bought this mansion in Georgia. So this was a really, really spooky place. But yes, one time I woke up and a ghost. I was being mounted by a ghost. I wasn't high.
That was my next question.
I wasn't high.
That was my next question.
Wasn't
Were you tripping?
high at all.
Were you tripping?
No, I was not tripping.
You've had quite a life.
I've had some crazy situations.
He's lived. Well, Monty, are you intrigued?
Why is Robin Roberts entertaining this like it actually could have happened? By the way, other things Bobby Brown has said in this book, one time he wanted to fry chicken, but he didn't have any flour, but he had another more expensive powder that he could use. Nice. And so that's what he used. But he's going to tell me he wasn't high when he had sex with a ghost.
That's a better story, somehow, than sex with a ghost. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Are you kidding me? Sex with a ghost. You know, what is the name of the book? You know, where I can find the book?
No.
What?
A ghost.
A ghost. Yeah, what did I say?
Ghost. Not a
No,
ghost.
a ghost. Ghost. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
Have a good weekend. We'll talk to you on Thursday.
Sex with a goat.
We are off the air the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
That's right.
It's not because what I said about the goat, did I?
It is.
Is that right?
Yeah, we got suspended that fast.